Okay, the design stage of a facility development project brings together all the relevant details of assessment and planning and integrates them into design documents or blueprints that describe what will be constructed. These blueprints are like reading a book, basically, for the builders. When they go through each page of those blueprints, they're telling the story. All of the ideas generated during the earlier stages must fit together similar to a puzzle. So everything fits together, mechanical systems, electrical systems, windows, doors, flooring, lighting, so on and so on, all fit together. The final design is a commitment that represents the formal start of a project. And part of the project, you have to have your design team, which usually involves, from the assessment and planning stages, consists of, and I just talked about those in chapter 5, is part of that team. The team leader or architect, administrators from the recreation agency, and the construction manager. I also want to say that you have some of the staff involved in this design team as well. I was involved in the design team for the athletic facility on campus. One of the main reasons was I was representing the students and the student government, because the students, you guys, are the ones that have paid and are paying for the athletic center at the Student Life Center on campus. So I was representing students. We also did have students involved that were able to critique the design along the way, and students had much input into the design of the facility. So this group works together in a cooperative and professional fashion to bring the project to reality. So when this team starts to work together, before an architect can complete actual design work, certain topics need to be discussed by the design team. The site, which we mentioned in chapter 5. What is going on with the site? Do we need to make any adjustments, improvements? One of the main things on the athletic center in Barrie, we chose to go center of the campus. We also had an option of going out by the sports field, but our philosophy and our thought is that we want students to be in the center and treated like they are just stopping in. They can stop in during their classes or in between classes when they have a break for an hour or two. If it was out by the sports field, I think we really would have done a detriment to ourselves and to students by possibly not getting the same amount of usage out there. So the site was vital. Type of structure. We chose, it's kind of a wedge. It's wedged right in there. If you know, if you looked at the last class, it comes right down, almost down to a point where they have the patio up top, and the restaurant kind of has all the glass in the front. The materials, we did do materials on our center that were cost effective. So the aluminum sided gym, because it was such a big area, putting bricks on that whole area saved us quite a bit of money. The lighting was a big thing we had to look at, and we're going to be talking about that in the surfacing. But lighting, natural lighting, incandescent lighting, LED lighting, metal halide lighting, emergency lighting, so on and so on. Mechanical systems, big thing we had to take into consideration here. The mechanical systems like the water hookup, the HVAC systems, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Big parts that we had to consider. Also, the aesthetics. Aesthetics, we definitely went on the edge of being a bit industrial looking to a bit more of pleasing, I guess, finishes. So we looked at, some of the rooms are just block walls painted and epoxy paint on some of them, mind you. That was one of the things we did. The men's and women's trains, you can see like a speckle effect on the walls. So even though it's block, we made it a different effect to make it just a little bit better than seeing beige colored walls. Also, the aesthetics of the flooring. We did do a rubber floor throughout, a rolled out rubber floor that is very durable, but adds a bit of color. So there are the aesthetics that way. In the gym, maybe not so much. We do have the windows around the top of the gym that are used at sometimes for natural light, but aesthetics are a big part of it. So some other things, the team members should provide insight into the direction on these design considerations because they will help guide the architect. So these are the things that we have input for, the materials, the lighting, mechanical systems, aesthetics, the type of structure, the site, all things to consider during this process.